Hey friends, I'm back with some fun gingerbread crafts you can try with your family this winter. I'm going to try a new take on a traditional gingerbread house. I started by using these paper templates to perfectly cut out the pieces of what will become the walls. I used to totally wing it every time and just hope that the sizes would match up okay after baking. But after one too many failed structures, I've started planning ahead more. Bake until solid, but not too brittle or burnt, and then let them cool. Okay, here comes the cool part. Line the edges of the windows with frosting, then use rectangular gelatin sheets as window glass. I know, right? My mind was blown when I first tried this. My daughter had a science project at school recently that used gelatin like this, and as soon as I saw the clear sheets, I just knew I had to try it in the gingerbread houses this year. Now we'll add some other details to the outsides of the walls using thin lines of frosting. Once dried, we're ready to assemble. Give each corner seam a generous line of frosting on both the inside and the outside. This is where it's starting to come together. I love the mix of the traditional white frosting on gingerbread with the shiny gelatin window idea. And don't be afraid to add more frosting. It adds character. Next, I crushed up some cookies to a chunky powder, kind of like a crumble pie crust consistency, and made enough to cover the inside floor of the house. Here comes the roof. Any guesses what this house will be? If you're seeing a gingerbread greenhouse, you're right. This summer, my husband built a greenhouse for me and the kids to learn about gardening together. I thought this would be a perfect way to remember that fun family memory from this year. But let's make it even more wintry, using waffle cones. For this, all you need to do is squeeze green frosting over the tip of the cone and let gravity do the rest. Before it dries, add some sprinkles. Put it all together, and we've got the cutest winter scene, with a creative twist on a traditional gingerbread house. Especially with some lights inside, your friends will be so impressed. Here's another quick, cute, and easy way to use gingerbread for decorations this year. I started by cutting a rolled out piece of dough into equal-sized rectangles. Any guesses what these might turn into? After baking, take some light-colored frosting, I used yellow this time, and add 2 groups of dots to each rectangle, with a line down the middle. And boom! We've got dominoes. It's totally okay to play with your food. This next craft is so easy, but it turns out looking very classy. All you have to do is take a small cookie cutter in a shape that you like, and lightly stamp it all over a piece of dough. Careful not to cut all the way through, and feel free to mix and match with different shapes. Once it's all covered in shapes like this, slice it into evenly sized triangles like this. And very gently take it to a pan to bake. Once cooked and cooled, sprinkle some powdered sugar on top. And now for the magic. Gently rub it into the cracks with your fingers and watch that pattern pop. Make little tree shapes by combining with other triangles, and voila! Another edible wintry masterpiece. Okay, for the next craft, I greased an empty tin can, then rolled it first into parchment paper, and then carefully wrapped it in a long rectangle of gingerbread dough. You've got to trust the process with this one. Just wait. Bake the can and dough together, and then you can fill it with your favorite holiday candies, with little lids too. So cute. Next, we're going to cut some house shapes out of dough using paper templates again. You want them about this size, and a variety of shapes and sizes is great. Once cooked, decorate each shape with frosting, however you'd like. You can add as many colors and details as you want, and it's a great activity to make together with the kids. Might get messy, but it's okay, and I promise it's worth it. This design is based on the sweetest drawing that my son made in daycare last week. He told me it's Santa's house at the North Pole. I mean, come on, isn't that just the cutest thing you've ever heard? Once you have a neighborhood of house cookies, you can stick them onto any round cake with some frosting. And you've got a festive and fun cake that's beautiful from all sides. For today's final gingerbread craft idea, I'm going to use a paper template again to cut out this shape. It almost looks like a present with a bow, right? Carefully cut around the outside edges and split along seams within the shape, so you'll end up with something like this once it's cooked. Once completely cooled, we're back with the frosting again to decorate to our heart's content. As you can see, each piece makes either a wall or a roof piece of a little house, so you can go crazy with designing an entire mini gingerbread house however you want. There's just something so satisfying and organic about decorating with frosting like this. I've always loved the charm of gingerbread houses, and making them with my kids like this every year never fails to create memories and bring laughs. Last year, my daughter dumped an entire jar of hot pink sprinkles onto her roof pieces, and it actually turned out fabulous. She made a huge mess, and we were finding pink sparkly crumbs all over the house for weeks, but I'll never forget her giggles and how proud she was of her design. It's all about having fun and making creative memories with family this time of year. Once they're done, these little houses make exciting hot cocoa toppers or just standalone decorations anywhere in your house. Let me know in the comments what you're going to try with gingerbread this year. Have fun!